Hi, everybody.
Hello, I'm Ryan.
I'm Bethany.
And we are Ryan and Bethany Board Game Reviews.
And today we'll be talking about Forges of Ravenshire. This is designed by Sam Stockton and is published by BA Games. But before we talk about this, we just want to remind you to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. We do reviews, we do top 10s, we do convention vlogs. You just want to make sure to subscribe so you can see all of it.
Alright, so in this game, we are all these really awesome anthropomorphic smiths who are making all these cool weapons and armor, things like that. So we are preparing all these items so that other people can go on adventures.
Yeah.
We ourselves
We do not.
are not going to be going to, we're just going to be making stuff for them.
We don't adventure.
We're just going to stay at home and make cool stuff.
Yeah.
Alright, so what's going to happen is, this is all dice driven. You are going to roll some dice, and dice are already pre-populated on the board. Each spot on the board has 2 spots for a dice. What you're going to do is you are going to place a die, and wherever you place that die, and based on whatever number it is, you're going to activate a location, and based on whatever the number is in the die, it'll tell you what kind of goods you get from that location. And then, this next part of your turn is you're going to pick up a die. And it doesn't have to be from that same location, it can be from anywhere.
Yeah.
And then, same thing, from wherever you picked it up from, and from wherever, based off whatever number it was, you're going to activate that location as well. And then you get all the goods based off of that. And then lastly on your turn, you're going to put that in the matching guild, matching its color. And the guilds have all these different special abilities that you're going to build out throughout the game, and you're going to be able to trigger that guild. So one turn is placing a thing, getting all the goodies, picking up the thing, getting all the goodies, and then taking the dice that you picked up, putting it in your guild, and running that guild's goodies. Lots and lots of goodies on one turn. Alright, so everybody's going to have 3 turns per round, per season. And there's going to be 4 seasons in the year, and then playing over the course of 1 year. So basically you get 4 rounds, 3 turns each round. Alright, at the end of each round, you're going to do a production phase. So you've already been gathering all kinds of cool stuff. But now what you're going to do is you're going to take those 3 dice, and you're going to slide them on over to the production side of your board, and you're going to do various things like make upgrades to your board, make your market more efficient, things like that. You can fulfill your contracts, so you have all these different contracts that are the weapons and the armor and the things that we're building. You're going to be able to fulfill those with all the things you've gathered, plus all the things that you've made during this production phase. So that's kind of the flow of the game. You're going to do your full gathering phase, gather all your stuff, then you're going to activate a guild, then you can do a production phase, and then you're going to do a final kind of end of season wrap up where you're going to kind of refresh your board, things like that. So you don't get a lot of turns, but they are very cool turns when you get them.
Yeah, one of the really cool things about the dice is when you draft them on the top of the board, it's the number that really matters. And then when you take it to your board, it's the color that matters. And then when you draft them to the other side of your board, it's the number that matters again. So I love double use cards, and I love seeing this now come out in games where it's in multiple uses for something else. So these die have multiple uses. That one die is going to be used when it gets placed on your board, and when it gets moved over. And I just think that's so cool, and how the color and the number are important for different parts of the game. It's just like, I mean, the way that you can pare it down and have the least amount of like bits, but still have a really fun interaction. It's really neat.
There is a really strong ramping up of the game as it goes on. There's some light engine building going on, and also there's kind of the more efficient things as the game goes on. So you're primarily starting with these level 1 contracts, and then you're kind of getting some money and some action tokens that you can use during the game to kind of get yourself going a little bit faster. And then later on, you're going to be able to get level 2 contracts, and eventually level 3 contracts, which are worth a ton of money and special resources and things like that. Also, there's these objectives over the course of the game that you're going to be working towards, and you can't do them early on, right? But it gives you direction to go in. Maybe some of them are complete a whole bunch of level 3 contracts, or maybe create a whole bunch of contracts, but they can be of any type you want, or do all different kind of parameters throughout the game. And all those objectives give you a direction to go in as you're kind of slowly building up, slowly ramping up. So by the end of the 4th and final season,
Yes.
you have a ton of cool stuff you're able to build because you're kind of building up over the course of the game.
Yeah, and also the production of this was really fun. You have, so the main board has these slots in it, so it's like the dice aren't moving basically, and then you have this recessed board where you can easily move everything in different spots, and it just works out really, really, really nice. Don't you all hate it when you play a game that doesn't have a recessed board, and all it takes is one nudge, all it takes is one accident, all it takes is one animal, and all of a sudden you have no idea what's happening anymore. So I just really love and appreciate it when a game where it matters a lot where things are at ensures that you as the gamer are going to not have to worry about that at all.
And we were even looking like, is this the deluxe version?
Yeah.
No, this is just how it is. It's just that good out
Yeah.
regular. All right. So I kind of mentioned it and teased that earlier, but you don't get a lot of turns in this game. I mean, you're only getting 3 turns over 4 rounds. That's 12 turns. But each one of them is so impactful. It's so important. And they have so many different parts to it. And then you kind of have bonus to that production phase as well, which is going to give you some cool stuff as also. But each time you place a dice, you have to think about what that means for you. Because if you double down on the wrong thing, or if you're not thinking about what context you want to be trying to look towards.
And when you draft it, you're using it 2 other times.
Exactly. So you have to think about what the number is now and what you might use it for later, what color it might be, so you can activate certain guild things. So each in turn is very important because you get so few of them. But each turn is a lot of fun because you get a lot of stuff from it.
Yeah, it makes you feel really clever. Like when you draft a die, like after you place and then you draft and you get this stuff and you activate certain guilds, and then at the end of the season, when you're like moving it over and doing more, sometimes you're like, wow, I'm such an amazing player right now. Look at what I managed to do. Look how smart I am. But that's a nice thing. You want to feel that way when you're playing a game. You don't want to feel like an idiot. But this game cascades very nicely. Like in those first couple of turns, I remember there's these tokens, and they're action tokens, so you can do other things besides just drafting. And I remember like midway through the game, I had all these action tokens, and I was like, I'm not even going to use any of these. I had 0 by the end of the game. So I really like how, in our first play, and I really like how that like cascades happens, and I have to think more now when I play this game about when I'm using these, because you think it's going to be simple, and then it's not, and then I have to stop and think about what I'm going to do later, and it's going to matter what I do now, because that's really going to affect what I do later. So I had to actually think about this a lot instead of just playing willy-nilly. But yeah, it was a good time.
All right, I like how this worked really well at 2 players. It plays 1 to 4, and there's kind of an AI that you can play for. You definitely need it for 1 player, but you can also choose to put it for 2 or 3 as well if you want to simulate more players or whatever. But just playing it 2 to play out of the box is really fun also. I feel like if you played at 4, there might be some downtime because each turn is so big and important.
Yeah.
There could be a little downtime as you're waiting for one person to do all their things, the next person to do all their things, the next person to do all their things, and then it's finally your turn again. But it's also kind of fun to see everybody just like get a bunch of stuff too, which is kind of fun. Man, it's hard for me to describe how much I enjoyed this. I got a chance to get a sneak peek of this before it was released. I played it with the designer, and it was really, really cool. I immediately was like, this is my kind of jam. I really like that kind of slow engine burn, engine building, the kind of games like that. So I would not be surprised if when we do our top games of 2024, if this made an appearance, because I liked it that much.
A lot.
Just sneak peek.
Well, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe so you can see our videos as they come out. Until then, you can find us in all of these places.
You guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
You guys, thanks so much for watching. This game was provided to us by a publisher in exchange for a fair and honest review.
And if you want to see more stuff, check out over here to see something we think you might like.
And over here, we think that YouTube has picked out a great video for you you're going to love. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.